Some actual.
Yes,
You
yeah,
can
no,
jump
no,
in.
this
Holy
is
smokes.
grants.
I could have showed up.
That we
while
get, we get the approvals, but then we don't get.
Yeah, maybe I'll just go back to my car, and I'll get a book.
Listen,
from salaries.
yes.
Services. Okay. We should probably take like that. Okay. Yeah,
Push one of those.
that's the first time. Okay. Okay.
So I think it depends on. But it should be, I guess.
All right, or we can say where. Information.
That would be. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's Board of Estimate and Apportionment meeting. It is now 1:31 p.m., Friday, October 10th, 2025. My name is Chantal Paz. I am the Deputy Chief City Auditor. With us present today is our City Treasurer, Daria Shanfar, our Council President, Corey Ellis, our Chief Financial Manager, representing the Budget Department, Joe Stetson. And that's it for board members.
Yeah.
All right, so today we have 12 budget transfer requests, for interest appropriations. First, we'll go over our budget transfer request. So our first request is from our Office of Cultural Affairs in the amount of $2,000 coming from their Jazz Fest account going to their winter activities account. And this is the cover cost for the City of Albany City lighting event. Next request is also from the Office of Cultural Affairs. They have a total, they're requesting a total of $50,000 coming from two separate accounts. First, $12,000, their other equipment account, and then $3,000 from their festivals and other activities account. And that will be going to four different accounts: $1,000 supplies and materials account, $5,000 to their last run 5K account, $6,000 to their marketing promotion account, and $3,000 to their winter accounts. And this is to cover the cost of remaining invoices for past events and future invoices for upcoming events. I'd like to acknowledge some council and senior strategists present. Next, budget transfer request is from the Community Police Review Board in the amount of $100,000 coming from their salaries account going to their contracted services account. And this is to cover funds, fees, cleaning services, etc. for the remaining of the calendar year. Next request is from Department of Rec in the amount of $5,865 coming from their field operations contracted services account, going to their field operations other equipment account, and this is to cover the replacement of current rec machinery that is outdated. The next request is also from Department of Rec in the amount of $5,500, and it's coming from two separate accounts. First, $3,000 from their field operations contracted services account, and then $2,500 from their administrative office equipment account, and that's going to their administration contracted services account. And this is to cover the new contract for Sportsman and Firebird Stasher. Next request is from Youth and Workforce in the amount of $150,000. That's coming from their contracted services account and going into their temp help account. And this is to cover increased expenditures for the SYEP, I think, camp for the temp assistant for the families programs. Next request is from the police department for a total of $34,013.86. This is coming from four separate accounts. First, $2,747 from the admin services contracted services account. Then $4,266.86 from their South Station furniture and fixtures account. $2,000 from their control of animals contracted services account, and $25,000 from the training other equipment account. Again, a total of $34,013.86, and that will be transferred into 5 separate accounts. First, to $2,747 to their admin services, supplies, and materials account. Then $766.86 to their central book and supplies and materials account. $3,500 to their computer and tech office equipment account. $2,000 to their neighborhood engagement contracted services account, and $25,000 to their training supplies and materials account. And this is to cover costs for additional supplies, reimbursement of a jail line, ordering laptops/iPads for the CART team, purchasing a new therapy dog, and acquiring DC folders. Next request, also from the food department, in the amount of $5,500, coming from 2 separate accounts. First, $500 from their neighborhood engagement contracted services account. Sorry, that was $500 from their neighborhood engagement contracted services account, and then $5,000 from their chief contracted services account. And that's going to 2 separate accounts as well. First, it's $500 to their neighborhood engagement other equipment account, and then $5,000 to their criminal investigation supplies and materials account. And this is to cover past invoices. The next request is also from the police department in the amount of $2,500, coming from 2 separate accounts. First, $2,000 from their recruitment supplies and materials account, and then $500 from their community response supplies and materials account. That's going also to 2 separate accounts, $2,000 to their recruitment contracted services account, and then $500 to community response other equipment account. And this is to cover costs of recruitment video and purchase of laptops. Next transfer request is from the water department in the amount of $18,000. And this is coming from their source of supply power contracted services account. And it's going to their source of supply power other equipment account. And this is to transfer funds to the correct jail to cover the purchase of fencing for goats. So their alcohol, the alcohol is very mountainous, and so they can't use lawnmowers, so they use goats. And so whenever I love it. So whenever they bring in the goats, they need fencing to them within whatever area, and so that's what that purchase is.
And we just replaced the fences around the entire perimeter, and we're doing it around the goat.
Well, Frank, that's a problem solving.
We like our goats here in the city of Holden.
You don't want to get our goods.
That's right. Yeah, joke.
Next request is also from the water department in the amount of $600,000. And that's coming from 4 separate accounts. First, $20,000 from the source of supply power supplies and materials account, $10,000 from the source of supply power motor vehicle expense account, $400,000 from their purification chemicals account, $50,000 from their source of supply power contracted services account, $120,000 from their supplies and materials maintenance account. And that's a total of $600,000, and it will be going to 9 separate accounts. First, we have $2,500 to the water administration supplies and materials account, $15,000 to their sewer maintenance motor vehicle expense account, $210,000 to their transmission and distribution contracted services account, $30,000 to their transmission and distribution supplies and materials account, $20,000 to their source of supply power on the equipment account, $2,500 to their admin and training non-funded account, $20,000 to transmission and distribution of the equipment account, and $100,000, to their sewer costs contracted services account, and $200,000 to their sewer maintenance contracted services account. And that is to cover the cost of future invoices. Our last transfer request is from Department of General Services in the amount of $20,000 from their maintenance of street contracted services account to the waste collection and recycling contracted services account, and this is to cover cost of invoices. Any questions?
I do. I didn't want to stop because you're on a roll, but I want to go back to the CPRB transfer. I just want to make sure that council is okay with that, and that, because I didn't see a lot of information. I know it's not in budget. I know budgetarily the numbers were.
Yes,
Okay.
the numbers do work budgetarily, and
I know they're they have their independence,
Mhm.
so the numbers worked, so I approve.
Okay. Is this? Or should we table it for another couple weeks to get more explanation on it, or? I'm gonna look to,
I think it would be helpful to understanding what was stored.
second,
And yeah, I don't know, is there any impression, does anyone have any impression this is urgent?
I have no clue.
I assume it has to do with the contract.
Contracted services, right, their current contracted services line is at a negative, and this is to cover,
oh, it is that negative,
yeah.
Okay.
And it's to cover invoices and future invoices that we know are.
So that's what it
coming
should,
For the,
that's what it should say.
for the minutes go.
That's what it should say. It doesn't say that.
Yeah,
It should say then, because I mean, it should say future invoices, so that way we have an idea.
Yeah, the list they gave us was to cover consultants' fees, cleaning services, et cetera, for the remainder of the calendar year.
Okay.
Okay, so I will, reach out to them and get a little bit of information.
table it,
Table it,
Okay.
okay.
We need to,
we'll table it for.
oh, because it had,
Yeah.
the office,
For the cleaning, yeah, cleaning for the office, we just.
not
got
the
that.
office.
We just got that approved this week. That's very minimum cost, but we know the invoices that are to come, they're going to be expensive, so I know that's why they put in that request.
Okay. I think when we get some more explanation, it should be fine, but, all right.
Okay, on to our increased appropriations. First, we have, an increase for the planning and development department, increase in revenue of $348,830. Will increase in expense, and this is to adjust project appropriations to account for final DEC and Hudson Valley Greenway state aid allocation that were previously estimated. Next, we have increase in a $700,000 revenue and expenses for the water department, and this is for EFC grant revenue. Next, we have $40,000 increase in revenue and expenses for Department of General Services for refunds received from prior year recycling to cover additional equipment needed for expansion of city recycling programs. Frank just explained that this is a state refund. And then last we have $300,000 increase in revenue and expenses for the budget department, and this is to allow for the expenditure of SAM program funds from DASNY. Questions, comments, concerns? All right, can I have a motion to the agenda with the understanding that we're gonna table the request for the community pollution fee board, but
So moved.
they have moved by Supervisor Dowdy Shanfor,
Second.
seconded by Joseph, as Chief Financial Manager. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. Moved by Barry Shanfor,
Second,
seconded by Common Council President Boyales.
thank you.
Right here, and just the meeting, the Board of Education Apportionment. I'll hand it over to the clerk's office.
That was Dr. Brown, what's the name of her? Yes, and they have to put in my mail, I'll deal with it. Okay.
A little more.
You can do that, the other day.
That's it. Okay, all right, I'll have to report. No problem.
Calling to order the Board of Contract and Supply meeting. Today is Tuesday. Friday, I will correct that agenda item, huh? Today is Friday, October 10th. Present, we have Joel Stetson from the Budget Department, Darius Dunbar, Treasurer, Robert McGee, Corporate Counsel, William McCree, City Engineer, Frank Cioli, Department of General Services. The Department of Recreation offers the following. Resolved that the Secretary be authorized and directed to advertise for bids for the following: for resurfacing of city parks in 2026. Bids to be received. Said proposals are to be received by the board at a regular meeting to be held Tuesday, November 4th, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. A bid deposit is not required. Mr. McCree offers the following. Resolved that the Secretary be authorized and directed to advertise for bids for the following: maintenance contract for plumbing work for various city-owned buildings. Said proposals to be received by the board at a regular meeting to be held on Tuesday, October 21st, 1:30 p.m. And that each bidder be required to present with a bid deposit in the amount equal to 5% of the total bid in a bid bond or certified check. Mr. Lee offered the following: resolved that the secretary be authorized and directed to advertise for bids for the following: maintenance contract for roof work for various owned city buildings. Said proposals to be received by the board at a regular meeting to be held on Tuesday, October 21st, 2025, at 3 p.m. And that each bidder be required to present with the bid deposit, a deposit in the amount equal to 5% of the total bid in a bid bond or certified check. Mr. Leclerc offered the following: resolved that the secretary be authorized and directed to advertising for bids for the following: HVAC and temperature control inspection and service contracts for various city-owned buildings. Said proposals to be received by the board at a regular meeting to be held on Tuesday, October 21st, 2025, at 1:30 p.m. And that each bidder be required to present with a bid deposit in the amount equal to 5% of the total bid in a bid bond or certified check. The Albany Water Department offered the following: resolved that the secretary be authorized and directed to advertise for the bids for the following: purchase of forklift for Albany Water Board. Said proposals to be received by the board at a regular meeting to be held Tuesday, November 4th at 1:30 p.m. A bid deposit is not required for this solicitation. Mr. Zeoli offered the following: resolved that the secretary be authorized and directed to advertise for the bids for the following: court golf cart lease. Said proposals to be received by the board at a regular meeting to be held Tuesday, November 4th, 2025, at 1:30 p.m. And that a bid deposit is not required. Mr. Zeoli offered the following: resolved that the secretary be authorized and directed to advertise for the bids for the following: purchase and installation of fuel distribution systems. That proposals to be received by the board at a regular meeting to be held Tuesday, November 4th, 2025, at 1:30 p.m. And the bid deposit is not required. Mr. Zeoli offered the following: resolved that the secretary be authorized and directed to advertise for bids for the following: purchase of tulips and summer flowering bulbs. Said proposals to be received by the board at a regular meeting to be held Tuesday, November 4th, 2025, at 1:30 p.m. And a bid deposit is not required. We have for our first opening, maintenance contract for overhead doors repairs for various city-owned buildings, all types of doors. Okay. Bid checklist included. Base bid total of $48,750.00. The next person. Oh, good. The next opening will be for purchase of road salt. Peter Collins.
I just need to make one change. She said that's the. Mhm.
Peter Collins. Okay. Road salt, $85 a ton, treated salt, $95 a ton, and discount of 0. No bid was required. Next one. Next opening will be for light vehicles, parts, preventative maintenance and repair, exit 5. Bid bond not required.
I'm gonna say that we can suspend the reading because it's a lot of lines on this one.
Okay. Well, we will, wait for you. The next opening will be for shed installation and services, Garrett Nelson. Bid bond not required.
Just to say no, it's so fucking seats.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we could do that. Yeah, no. Just those.
Yeah, just those two, that. I will look at the resolutions at the same time.
Oh, we're going in the beginning of the.
Yeah, this one's got a list as well.
Same, okay.
Yes,
We'll forego the reading.
Yeah.
On to the next. We received, yeah, that was it. Next opening was for building maintenance, building materials.
No.
And associated products, we received no bid submissions for that project. Turning it over to the clerk. Mr. Louis has offered the following. I was gonna say this one, no, he transposed numbers. So which project? These are.
the two change orders for permit, so.
Yeah, Mr. LaCour, offered the following resolve that the bid for the following named bidder be accepted and a contract awarded to them at and for the prices specified in their proposal. They being the lowest qualified bidder and theirs being the lowest qualified bid, and the mayor is authorized to sign a contract on behalf of the city. Project is maintenance contract for electrical work for various city-owned buildings. Bidder is Empire Electric New York, or NY LLC. Bid amount $37,250. Mr. LaCour offered the following, resolve that the bid for the following named bidder be accepted and a contract awarded to them at for the prices specified in their proposal. They being the lowest qualified bidder and theirs being the lowest qualified bid, and that the mayor is authorized to sign the contract on behalf of the city. Project is maintenance contract for pest control services for various city-owned buildings. The bidder is rental kill, that's what I thought, Terminex, bid amount $17,653. The following was resolved, resolution was offered on behalf of Albany Water Board, resolved that the bid for the following bidder be accepted and a contract awarded to them at for the prices specified in their proposal. They being the lowest qualified bidder and theirs being the lowest qualified bid, and the mayor is authorized to sign a contract on behalf of the city. This is Beaver Creek Clean River Project for heating upgrades. Black Industries is the bidder. Bid amount is $129,690. And the receipt of the bid was September 16th, 2025. Mr. LaCour offered the following, resolve that an increase in the amount of $1,298,785.82 for change order number 4 be made to the City Hall roof replacement project contract number 9345. The new contract value will be $11,400,611.89, and the new completion date shall be January 16th, 2025. That should be 26 or. Like, we're not going backwards, you guys. Mr. LaCour offered the following, resolve that an increase in the amount of $50,065.59 for change order number 2 be made to the contract number 9358, Brackettor Street Reconstruction Project. The new contract value will be $4,810,364.97. The final completion date has been November 1st, 2025. Mr. Daly offered the following, resolve that a decrease in the amount of $35,000, change order number 1 be made to BPI Plumbing, contract number 9394, Albany West Recreation Center. These funds are to be removed from the allowance line. The new contract value will be $614,500. No change to the proposed of the final completion dates. Okay, Mr. Daly, Mr. Daly offered the following, resolve that a decrease in the amount of $45,000, change order number 1 be made to Share Mechanical for contract number 9393, Albany West Recreation Center. These funds are to be removed from the allowance line. A new contract value will be $869,000. No change to the proposed final completion dates. Mr. Daly offered the following, resolve that an increase in the amount of $48,949, change order number 2 be made to Caruso, contract number 9391, Albany West Recreation Center. This change order is required for field condition changes required by the Department of Health, surge tanks, National Grid transfer pad, and soil condition testing and removal. The new contract value will be $13,000, the new contract, it should be 1,500,000. 1,500,000.
Yeah, they're swapped.
What is that?
$1,005,549.
That's enough, okay, thank you. There is no change to the proposed, of the final completion date. Mr. Daly offered the following, resolve that an increase in amount of $85,024, change order number 3 be made to AOW contract number 9392, Albany West Recreation Center. This change order is required for field condition changes required, National Grid transfer pad and low voltage wiring, security cameras. The new contract value is $13,915 and
13.
$13,915,000.
$104, okay,
$13,915,104.
thank you. There's no change to propose of the final completion dates. Mr. Bailey offered the following, resolve that an increase in the amount of $92,502.02. Change order number 1 be made to, comp plan purchase agreement, SP 1580555-1, Washington Park Playground. This change order is required for prevailing wage rate adjustments and the installation of an additional accessible swing. The new contract value is $758,882.61. No change to propose of the final completion dates. Can I get a motion to?
I've actually got a couple of
Question.
amendments, I think, just
Okay.
tiny ones. Going back to 2 of the bids that DGS put out. One is just a minor title change. The purchase of tulips in, it's supposed to be spring flowering bulbs. I wanted to make sure it matches, it's spring. I want to make sure it matches the bid spec.
specs.
Okay. And then I had sent an updated,
Resolution.
yeah, that it must have missed, the purchase of the installation and fuel tank. It's considered a public works project, so it needs a deposit, is that correct?
Yeah.
It needs to have one, okay, yep, 5%, that's exactly what I put in, that's in all the bid paperwork, and it was in the second resolution I sent you. I'm so used to DGS doesn't put a lot of these out anymore, everything we do are maintenance contracts that don't require deposits, so I kind of just,
So
Went
add
quick.
that 5%.
yes.
Yeah,
If
no
you,
problem.
if you look at the email I sent you yesterday, you'll see that I gave you the new resolution, you can just replace it.
Okay.
So, other than that, that's all I've got.
All right, can I get a motion to accept the agenda with the changes made by, Prince Ellis?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.